Apps are a really great way of adding extra functionality to your Weebly website. For example, there are apps for adding stylish contact forms or for setting up paid for membership areas. There are live chat apps, social sharing apps, and literally hundreds more. There is also a useful search box which you can use if maybe you've got a good idea of what you want to do, but you're not quite sure which app to use. For example, if we type in video gallery, we get 63 results. And if you are signed into your Weebly account, you can see whether or not these results are free or paid for. And to install an app, you just need to click on the app you're interested in, have a look at the options, maybe have a look at the tutorial video or a live demo, and then when you're ready you can just install the app, and it is as simple as that. The next time you visit your site dashboard, make sure that you have selected the Build tab, and then you can go down to the Installed Apps section and you'll see your new app in there. In this case, Huzzah's Video. If we now create a new page, we can just drag and drop the app onto the page. And you're ready to start setting it up. For this particular app, you just need to click on it, click on Tutorial, and follow these step-by-step instructions. The simplest way to add a YouTube video to your Weebly website is to go to the Build page and then use the YouTube tool, which is under the Media heading. So if we create a new page, or in this case a new post as I'm using one of the blogging templates, click on the YouTube button and drag it onto the page. Click anywhere on the window and you can then put in the URL of the YouTube video that you want to show on the page. You've got some formatting options here. You can position it left, right or centre. You can add some spacing above or below the video. And you can also change its size. There is another tool that you can use, but this is only available to premium users. In other words, users who've taken out a paid-for Weebly plan rather than the free one. And this will give you an unbranded video player. So in other words, without all the YouTube graphics that you can see at the bottom here. Keep in mind that the YouTube app within the page builder only works for YouTube and will not work with Vimeo. To display content directly from Vimeo on your Weebly page, you'll need to go to the App Store and buy something like the responsive Vimeo app, which works in a very similar way to the YouTube app that I've just demonstrated. Once you have chosen your theme, and in this case I'll use the Table for Two theme, you need to click the Start Editing button top right, wait a few seconds. You can close this window about choosing your domain because you can come back and set this up later. And now you'll see your Weebly dashboard from where you can start to build your pages. If you don't see this dashboard, just make sure that you've got the Build tab selected from the menu bar at the top of the page. If you don't select this, you won't be able to see all the build tools that you're going to need. The first set of tools are the ones that Weebly define as basic tools, which allow you to do simple page building tasks like adding headings, text boxes, pictures and contact forms. The structure section underneath gives you 3 tools which allow you to create new page sections, add horizontal dividers to the page, and also add spacers to give yourself a better control over the positioning of the elements on the page. The media section allows you to add media elements to your page like video, audio and flash content. There is an e-commerce section under this from where you can create products and product categories if you have an e-commerce site. Under the More section, you have the option to add a search box to your page, add text in block quotes, add social icons, an RSVP form, and add a survey. You also have a Google AdSense button, which basically allows you to show adverts on your website if you have a Google AdSense account. The final section on the left-hand toolbar is where any free or paid-for apps that you have installed will show up. So let's just add a few elements to this page so you can see the page builder in action. Let's say we want to add a new text box. Watch out for the areas that are highlighted in blue, because this shows you where the element is going to be dropped. Grab the handle at the top and then you can move it. The menu at the top allows you to format the text. We could also add a horizontal divider and then change its position slightly. So hopefully that just gives you a good idea of how simple it is to build up pages using Weebly's page building tools. There are 2 main ways to create new pages in Weebly. You can either create a new page from the Pages menu, or you can duplicate an existing page. So first of all, let's look at the options for creating pages from the Weebly Pages menu. And for this example, I've chosen one of the portfolio themes called Sarah Smith. Click on the Start Editing button top right. We can ignore the options for connecting to a domain for the moment because these can be set up later. In the main dashboard, click on the Pages menu at the top. Then click on the plus icon at the top to create a new page, which will bring up several options. The one you are likely to use most often will be the standard page. So we can call this a new standard page. This gives you a blank page, but with the theme's header and the footer at the top and the bottom. And now you can start adding content to this new page. So for the purpose of this demo, let's quickly add some content using the Add Layout option here, and perhaps add some featured material here, so that it starts to look more like a web page. And then of course you can move these elements around as necessary. So that is a standard page. The other options under the Add Pages menu include adding a new blog page, adding a new category page. For example, if you have an e-commerce site with several different categories of product, like for example men's shoes, ladies' shoes or children's shoes. You can also create a new product page here for your online store, and you can also add a link to an external page or external website using this link. The other way of creating new pages, which I probably use more often than creating pages from the Pages menu, is simply to duplicate an existing page. So let's have a look at the About page in this theme. If you want to create a new page which uses the same layout as this, then simply copy this page and give it a new name. Now I can just select the elements on the new page and start adding in the new content. And I don't have to worry too much about maintaining a consistent page layout or style, because this page is a direct copy from one of the pages that was contained within the original theme. So as long as I don't start moving stuff around too much, I know that in design terms it will sit comfortably with the other pages on the website. One final point to remember: as new pages are created, they are automatically added to the navigation bar, as you can see here. If you don't want your page to appear in the navigation bar, then simply go to the Pages menu, click on the page that you want to hide, check the box which says Hide in Navigation, and the page will be hidden. When you select a theme for your new site, and for this example let's choose the yoga theme, the first thing that you're prompted to do when you click on the Start Editing button is to choose a domain name for your website and decide where you're going to host it. You don't have to fill these in immediately. You can start editing your site and then select your domain and hosting options at any point before you publish your site. And Weebly will keep prompting you with this Choose Your Website Domain box each time you log in to work on your site. When you're ready to publish your site, Weebly give you 3 domain options. You can choose your own domain name for the website, and for the purpose of this example, let's call it a new yoga website. Weebly will first of all check that this domain name is available, and as you can see this example is, and then when you click on Continue they will give you some pricing options and a comparison chart, and then take you through the registration process. But keep in mind, you will have to pay for this hosting option. You will only get free hosting if you select the third option and host your site under a subdomain of Weebly. If you already have a domain name registered, you need to check the second box, which means that you're going to either transfer your domain name to Weebly or keep your domain name where it is and connect your new Weebly website to this domain. And either way, Weebly will take you through the stages that you need to follow. And the final option allows you to host your website for free under the weebly.com domain. So for example, you might end up with a website which is called a new yoga website.weebly.com. When you have set up your domain option and you have finished editing your website, you just need to click the Publish button top right to make your site live. And don't worry if you accidentally click the Publish button before you've set up your domain and hosting options. Weebly will just prompt you again with the Choose Your Website Domain dialog box. The range of Weebly design themes can look a little bit daunting, but Weebly do a very good job of dividing these into suggested categories, which are online store, business, portfolio, personal, event and blog. So have a look under the category which is the most relevant to you first of all, but keep in mind that these are only suggestions. If you are looking to create a new website about your business, but you really like one of the personal themes, there is really no reason why you couldn't consider using and adapting that personal theme for your business website. Or you might be thinking about introducing or expanding your business blog, but you don't necessarily need to choose a blogging theme in order to do this, because you can add a blog to any of the other Weebly themes. For example, the Acquire theme is set up for a photography or videography business and is really a combination of information and portfolio pages. But if you have a look at the Pages menu, you will see that you have the option to create blog pages and add a blog to this theme. So really, use Weebly's categories as a starting point, but don't feel that you have to stick to them. Then, when you find a theme that you like, have a good look around the theme before you make up your mind. Click on the Start Editing button and just see what the theme can do. The only time I would suggest that themes are not really that transferable is transferring between online store templates and website templates. If you are going to be selling online, then make sure that you choose an online store theme. And that online store theme will give you all the other options you might need for creating information or blog pages or anything else that you might want to add to your website.